if you're wondering why this is driven inside, so we might have a small issue here, or not even so small. The clutch of this machine has stopped to operate. It doesn't release the drive when you are trying to switch gears, and that's not nice. It's not possible to drive with the mechanical gears at all. The only thing what you can do is to use the hydrostatic unit, and that is more like a creep drive only, and it doesn't go. You can only move it, and very slowly, but you can't do anything work with that. So clutch needs to be opened and checked that what the heck is the problem now. The pedal circuit has been serviced, fluids are changed, and also the both cylinders, they should be operating. So now the only possible place for this inside the clutch assembly. And what makes it even more nastier thing in this unit is that this is based on standard tractor. Tractor you could just split in half and take the clutch away. But in this machine there is this additional frame on top of that tractor. So to split this is something that I don't know how it's done, if it's even possible. But let's see. So if we are lucky, around here there is a separate piece in this tractor model Valmet 702. This is based on that tractor, and in that tractor, in front of the cabin, there is this kind of hatch between the engine and the transmission, or the fuel tank, and then there is transmission on that side. But on top of that fuel tank there is this kind of bracket, or this kind of piece, that if I take that away, it could be possible to make that clutch, to check, or at least to check that how it looks. So the only thing now is to take hood away, battery away, those hoses away, and then take this cover away, and then we have visual eye contact with the clutch, I hope. So let's start to work. Okay, these pins definitely don't move anywhere. I'm sitting on this hood, but it should be moving at least somewhere. It can be that they are, when they are welded in the first place, they are stuck into the middle piece. So I'm gonna take a grinder and take those parts away. I'm not wasting any more time with trying to release those pins. It can be that this machine has been done like that they have just welded those pins over here. And that's that. This is not that much fancy machine. And every place around, or the clutch pedals and stuff like that, they have been manually constructed inside the machine. So I guess these pins are also that kind of product that it makes no sense to try to take that away. Top side is done, but let's take it from the underneath and lift up the hood and take it from the underside also. At least this is quite sturdy, this hood, so not directly walking on it, but you can step on it and it doesn't go ruptured. Okay, I had to change the sling. It didn't give me enough lifting height. Well, that was loose. The cover that should be removed, it's going up always over here and stops to the clutch housing. So all these hoses that are on top of this, I guess they need to be taken away, because we have to lift up stuff from here. So anyway, they are on the way if I'm leaving them here. So let's take these hoses away and make some room, and hopefully they will come off without bigger fights. Milläs tätä väännetään niin?
Lyötkö sä ittees päin?
Ei kun sinne päin.
Molempia. Tätä?
Tätä tänne, sitä
Noniin.
sinne päin.
No, tuon vielä putket. Tää putkii. Saatko sä lyötyä vasaralla siihen kylkeen? Vähän se naputtaa. Kuulapää vasaralla tähän mutterin kylkeen. Se kartio pääsi näin vihistä.
Onko se kartio? Kummakin tää.
Tää ruskea.
On kai. Noniin. Kannatti pyytää apua. Okay, I managed to find suitable plugs also. Let's plug this line. so it doesn't vomit on our clutch. And we don't get that much dirt inside. It was JIC fitting. I'm really amazed how can it be, but because this is from the 70s, this machine, but it's JIC. I wouldn't have imagined that it would be that kind of fitting type. You can stay there. This is the fuel ventilation pipe. Look how rusty it is inside. Let's put that banjo fitting in the hole. Maybe it prevents some dirt dropping directly into the tank. Okay, there it has been taken a while to get this cover away, but I guess that I finally managed to get it away. There is this kind of collar or bushing in that hole, and it was really stuck. And this one place is where you can lift it. I had these both bolts opened, and this cover started to lift in angle like this, so it didn't want to get loose from here because it was bending the cover that place. So I put these screws back and started to push down with this screw on this corner, and also did put this other screw on this other side to limit the stroke. And when I was pushing this down, it suddenly popped from that corner. So it was bent and it didn't come freely upwards. Now I'm slowly lifting it up against these screws, trying not to damage it, because this is casting, this part, and it's somehow brittle. If it hits hard somewhere, it will break down. But let's now lift it with the help of these screws and with this lifting hook. I even had some rubber between here if it pops up suddenly. But let's try now to lift it, those last bits. I guess it's now free, but let's be careful. Okay, this was against us, so it had to be lifted straight and not by bending it, but just lift it like this. This is like the original tractor. This has two clutches and the other one is for the PTO, but in this application that PTO clutch is not used at all. It's always running, and it's rotating the hydraulic pump in the other head of this tractor. So probably it's I don't even know if it's on the PTO, fixed to the PTO, or then it's directly in this middle smaller axle on that head of the loader. But if you want to change this clutch without putting this into a part, it should be possible to draw both of those axles towards that direction, and then you could get this clutch mechanism away from here. But these pressure bearings for both functions, they operate nicely and they didn't keep any sound when it was driven. So it has to be something else. This rod is for the PTO clutch, but as mentioned, it's not used at all. Okay, I have been now watching this forever, and I'm assuming that it's just out of the adjustment. So now this is pretty much now in its place where it should be when the cover is on. The cover is holding this actuator in its place. And now if we are checking out, there's a huge play between these studs what the pressure bearing is using. So when this machine was in use, this fork that is using this, pushing this actuator forward from those notches over there, it was already in this kind of huge angle in zero position, and then it was just operating like this. So from this kind of stupid corner to this more stupid corner. So my guess is that this play here almost 8 millimeters almost. It is way too much. There can be small play just to put something between there, but that is just all that is out from the stroke of the clutch. Of course, it's with that fork aligned forward, it was pushing already somehow, but anyway, it was losing the stroke. So what we should do next, and this has to be some kind of adjustment screw. So let's try to push those feet towards the pressure bearing. Okay, it's easier said than done. already in the bottom. There's some crap in this screw, so it doesn't want to go. I don't know if it's glued or something like that, but let's take small. Doesn't want to go from there. Have to try to clean it somehow. Okay, now we are close. I will do all these nuts first and then make that final adjustment. But now it's up to 2 millimeters, as it was something like 8. Hard to do with one hand. Okay, I will do that third one. There is still a few things that are wrong or some kind of repair is needed. That there should be similar this kind of what is this? This is this kind of holkeen in Finnish, in jousisokka. This kind of stud standing in that hole to make it, to center it into that casting piece, and there are only 2 screws that are holding this actuator in place. But these are keeping the position, this and this, but this is missing. And then there is this position stud, it was on the other side, but it's stuck in that casting part, so maybe I should try to get it loose from that and put it on that other side, there where it should be. It's easier to put the casting in its place when there is this kind of chamfer in top of the nut. And if it's wrong side, it doesn't go into that hole. So it's over here and in this hole, so let's try. Do we get it away? Do we get it loose? Okay, and now let's put it into the main frame of the machine. Okay, I'm really happy for the result what I have done so far. I was a little bit skeptic a few hours ago that how will it be, that what is the problem actually, but it's 90% sure that it's problem with that setting of that clutch. So there is too big gap, and I'm putting my bet on that. And now it's time to go home, and I'm leaving this as it is, and maybe I'm gonna do this part 1 video first, and then when I'm getting next time over here, putting these pieces back and crossing my fingers and checking that do we get hole in the wall when we are pushing the gear in. But it should be interesting next time to see that how many parts there are still left unused, and do we get this thing going. Let's see you next time, and have a good night. Bye.